What's up, Sam? Unreal. So I have a lot of notes, y'all. But I have some things that I want to say tonight. But I first wanted to say thank you. Thank you to the people in this room. I'm going to try to get through this without crying. I don't know if I have a tear left because I cried all day just thinking about tonight.
We love you.
Love y'all. Y'all have come from I think about 14 states to be here. Some of y'all flew all night long to be here this morning. That means so much to me, to our team. There's folks here from Brazil. Because we're global, y'all. All right. And so I just want to thank you for being here, and you're welcome for the opportunity to wear your Renaissance outfit one more time. And thank you to my friend Ken for hooking me up with this Renaissance jacket tonight. So a couple of things I wanna just say. It's already been kind of acknowledged. It's a really heavy time in the world. And but I want us to give ourselves permission tonight to feel joy, to lean into each other and the comfort of each other, and to celebrate the love that's in this space. If you don't know what the anointing is, honey, you just heard it. I can't get most of y'all to Robeson County, but I brought y'all Robeson County. And I can't get most of y'all to church, so I brought the pastor here. So thank you to Dallas, Reverend Jackie, to Charlie for making this evening so special. And it's not over. We have a little bit more for you. But most of all, we just wanted to bring people together. This was not a big promotional event. We really just wanted to bring our friends, our family, our partners, our funders, folks who have really been there for us. Not just the last 5 years, but many of y'all, there are folks in this room, we were counting years, I mean like decades. So I just want to thank you so much for coming out tonight, just to have a good time and celebrate and love on each other. We're going to love in public, Will, to use Will's words. So thank you for that, and I have to look at, if y'all know me, I never have papers and notes like this, but there's a couple of things I don't want to forget. Some of y'all were there when this first started, 5 years ago, right down the street, a few blocks at the Highlight Ballroom. It was October 2018, this book came out, and what kind of prompted me to even write this book? If you know me, I'm a talker, and I'm going to kind of watch this clock because I could talk all night up here. But as a person who, as you've heard us talk about Robeson County quite a bit tonight, a person who came from extreme poverty, whose family still is living and experiencing all the effects of poverty and inequality. Literally, as I was arriving in the back, my Aunt Weenie called and asked me, I got $100 to help her out with her light bill. Okay, so like it's still, like I'm not that far removed from the pain and suffering and the cycles of poverty and all those impacts that still plague my family and my community. So coming from that background, as a young person, I actually wanted to be a minister. I wanted to be a preacher. And I wanted to do so because the church was kind of a central point in my life as a young person. And I just felt called to ministry. I just wanted to help somebody. I wanted to help people. I wanted to make it a little better for those coming after me if I could in any kind of way. And I, went to seminary. Some of y'all don't know that. I used to preach to church, the house down, y'all. That's why I'm really comfortable with this microphone. And thanks to Reverend Jackie, every now and then I still get a little chance to speak in church. But that calling to service, it did not end up that I should be in a church, working in a church. But I took those values of caring for people, trying to just make people's lives a little bit better, trying to see some freedom and liberation, trying to get us unstuck from under the foot of the oppressor, and just seeing, what happened to me, I kind of escaped some of that. I was the first person in my family to graduate from high school. I'm the only person still that has gone to college. Last year, I enrolled my niece in community college, and I was just so happy. I was like, please break the cycle. But I ended up working in this silly, interesting, crazy field of philanthropy about 20 years ago. And when I went to work in this foundation, I was thrown into this whole other world of wealth and privilege. I was 28 years old and I had a portfolio of like $25 million a year that I was giving out. And it was like the Beverly Hillbillies coming, going to Hollywood or something. And I just remember being in this place of like, what is this world? What is this money? I remember back then we actually signed the checks at our desk and mailed them to people. And I remember holding checks for like $500,000. And I was like, I could buy a whole house for this. We're sending these checks to people. Not my money, to be clear, right? And I remember so many trips through North Carolina where I was meeting with folks in community. In North Carolina, where I'm from, y'all, like Eastern North Carolina, there are counties that are 90% black, 95% black. It is poor. There are places where you go where you better get gas because you don't know where the next gas station is going to be, right? And I remember being in this foundation and after being out in community and also just my lived experience trying to advocate, let's support these people. Our mission is to support the poorest people in North Carolina. And there were so many like obstacles to actually funding black and native people. It was so weird to me. I went there because I thought I could help. But because of systemic and historical racism, all these things that were in place, money was not getting to these communities. And I got politicized by that. I was like, this is so infuriating that I was hired into this place. I was forced to assimilate, and I was told that I had to be like, I represented this rich family, and I needed to choose a side. Are you gonna be with them or with us? And so I, saw over time working in the industry, so much harm that had been done, so much injustice. Inside an industry that's supposed to be about love. It's supposed to be about giving and making a difference. Not only internal in these institutions where I saw indigenous and black people and people of color brought in as tokenized and experiencing trauma inside these institutions, they also had harmed communities. Some of that intentional, some of it intentional. We still have a long ways to go. Only about 8% of grants go to organizations led by people of color working for equity issues. And so the day that I decided to write this book, I just had kind of had enough. And I was like, I've done this. I don't even know if I can do this anymore. And I went on a spiritual and a personal journey. I thought maybe money and all this is just like a thing that I shouldn't work with. And I had a very life-changing moment where I had gone back to North Carolina. I was in community talking to some elders. And I was talking to this woman named Donna Chavis from my tribe. And Donna, I was saying to her, I feel lost. I felt lost. And I felt I just want to make a difference, And I'm in this space where I'm being tokenized, being harmed. Y'all see me up here with this glitterati tonight. It ain't like this every day. I can tell you, okay? Y'all know the struggle is real inside these places. And Donna said a thing to me that literally flipped my world upside down. She told me that the medicine that had chosen me was money. And I write about this if y'all read the book, but y'all better have read the book up here drinking my liquor. If you have not read the book, put that glass down. Those books paid for this liquor that's all this. Oh, sorry. Forgot what our list was. And so I realized in that moment that this whole journey to find my own sense of belonging, my own medicine, my calling, to satisfy this craving to make a difference in the world, really, it was just there in front of me all the time. It was actually like my community, my culture, what had been taught to me about real philanthropy, like philanthropy of community, what my mama taught me. My mama had no money, she still don't. My mama just stopped cleaning people's houses a few years ago because I made her stop. And so And so my mom, though, instilled in me this sense of what real philanthropy is, right? Like what we know about reciprocity and taking care of each other, loving each other, making food for somebody in the community when they're sick, right? Pitching in to help, get somebody out of jail, get Uncle Ray out of jail again, right? Whatever you gotta do, right? We do that for each other. And so I bring all that into our work, and I love that we're celebrating this because 5 years ago when the book came out, we had who was at the party 5 years ago? I mean, that was a moment where I knew something was happening, right? Because listen, I just wrote a book. I was working in a foundation. I was vice president at the Shot Foundation, which was so good to me. And I loved my job at the time. Well, I liked it. Like, I was out. It was still a job, I had to get up and go to work. But I had a good job, and I wrote this book, and I did not ever imagine that I hadn't planned to launch an organization or do anything, right? I just wrote this book. And at that party on October 17th, 2018 in the Highline Ballroom, 300 people, 200 some people at this place, right? And it was unreal, right? I had never seen in one place indigenous people, culture. We had the drumming, the flute, the singing. But we also had like mainstream pop culture. Anthony Ramos dropped a single at our party. I mean, it was like legit, like all these worlds coming together. But what happened was something super spiritual in that place. I felt the ground shifting under my feet, and everybody there felt it. And it was like, I can't even really explain it. I knew that this was so much bigger than me, so much bigger than a book. And after that, it was like the floodgates opened, and I began to travel all over, speak all over. I was still working my job at the Shot Foundation. In 2019, I did 125 keynote events. And Michelle is here tonight, who used to work with me. There she is. Me and Michelle, child, we were traveling 4 cities a week. We were hustling. I had books in my suitcase. We were at the table with the squares, selling t-shirts and all of that. So a lot went into it. And what kind of unfolded before my eyes was like this movement. And it wasn't because of me, let's be clear, it wasn't because of my book, but it's because for so long, people were pushing for change in this industry. And I remember like first week on the job, I was talking to an elderly elder in the work, a black woman in North Carolina, and I kind of complaining about these foundations. And she said, baby, if you think you're gonna change them, you ain't. They are doing exactly what they're designed to do. And so I just remember seeing those folks like that who have pushed all the black women in philanthropy, the indigenous women before me, Valerie who worked at Kellogg. I could count them on one hand back when I started how many natives worked in this industry. And so all these people had quietly organized and pushed. And it just broke through at a time where I had the opportunity to say something that others had said, but bring my own perspective to it, of course, and it just really, a movement kind of sprung up around me that has been just so beautiful to witness, y'all. And we're just so grateful to see what all has happened since then. Because of that, we were able to create an organization. Again, I didn't have a plan. It just began to unfold, and in traveling, there became a demand for more. We want your help, we want this, we want that. And so we began to think about how can we support people to operationalize these ideas. I never thought that anybody would actually do some of the stuff I put out there in the book. You know what I mean? Honestly, I just put out radical things like do these things and maybe hoping it would inspire. But then people began to do it. And I was like, wow. And so, so much has happened since then. I wanted to try to bring some moments. There's so much I can't even think of it, all the things, the highlight, I hate to even begin to name, but a few unreal things have happened. And this is thanks to our supporters, this amazing team who I'm going to introduce in just a second. And all the folks who have been a part of this, right? All of you who are here who have been pushing for change, frustrated and saying that this has to stop, we got to do it in a different way. We launched Liberated Capital in 2019, and this fund was just this idea of like, I'm in a room with donors every day. Why am I not asking for money to get this money, right? Like I should be asking for money. We also have built this credibility where folks were coming to say, hey, can you tell us where we should be giving this money or whatever. So it was this idea to create a new fund that also can model a different type of philanthropy, where donors who come to us give up all decision-making power. You are no longer a donor because the donor identity has been built on this like cornerstone of white supremacy that's about controlling and dominating and calling the shots. So liberated capital is liberating these donors from the need to control and dominate. And to let go and come into our community and experience like freedom and love and like what it means to actually be in community and feel what we feel now. So many people don't have that. They have money, but they don't have what we have, right? And so we have built this community of 625 people who make zero decisions about where the money goes. If you come up with there, you're like, I need my money to go here. I ain't got time for that. 625 people trying to put different instructions, no. And so all of our money, Dallas shared earlier, we have distributed $15 million to Black and Indigenous organizations. It's so amazing. If we've been able to fund them radical work that big foundations would not even touch back in the day. So reparations, for example, this is some work we're really, really proud of. We launched the first ever national fund to support reparations for Black people in this country. This fund, I remember when I was writing Decolonizing Wealth, I talked to some folks who were leading movements for reparations, and I'm like, who's funding you? Nobody. They had to like say their work was like restorative justice or just equity. Nobody was funding reparations, and we decided to put on some programming to bring funders into a conversation about the powerful opportunity that reparations presents for racial healing in this country. And it just snowballed into this fund. But it started with our members who put up some money. We were able to leverage that to get some big foundations. But y'all, a lot of behind the scenes organizing and teaching and getting back and forth and pushing. But what that labor resulted in is in June of this year, we held a huge reparations conference in Atlanta, one of the first of its kind in the country. And at that conference, there were 40 foundations there at this conference who are interested to learn about reparations and to engage and support this movement. So there's been just so many, I can't even think of all the things. We've had amazing events, and we decolonized in Hollywood and LA. We did a big event in New Orleans with the cast of Queen Sugar. We supported creating Indigenous at SOCAP, which is a social impact investors conference. We have worked to decolonize philanthropy in London. We have a lot of work going on there. We have our friends, hopefully our friends from Brazil did make it. I'll find you in a bit. Are you here, Brazil? All right. They had a sale earlier this year. There's some amazing work going on. This is a global movement, y'all. We have to decolonize wealth. That money belongs to us. These resources belong to us. And literally, this wealth was built on our land and on the backs of our people. So it's been an amazing journey, and y'all know about it. A lot of y'all have been following and supporting and showing up, and we just want to thank you for that. Let me see if there are the last few things here that I want to make sure I cover. I'm just going to end with some thank yous because I'm ready to get a drink, have some fun, and celebrate. I have so many people to thank, and I'm going to keep it brief. I want to first and foremost thank the team at DWP, because y'all, I get to stand up here, make your way, work it like down. I'm trying to see good people. I get to stand up here, but this is the team. Yes. Yeah, Carlos. I mean, I can't believe I used to work part-time and sell books out of a suitcase, and now we have a suitcase. Who are all these people? We're talking about This is so amazing, and you guys are phenomenal. Y'all know it. I just want to thank you. Trisha and I go way back to college days. My ride or die has been friends for 25 years. Carlos, been friends forever in this work. Beasley's are in the programs. Amber is our new, can we still say new? She's been here for a few months. New VP of programs. Will has had a front row seat, has been a contributor to all of this from the very beginning. He is doing amazing work to organize donors, prepare to philanthropy, and has been a major support. And thank you. AJ, our new executive assistant, just started like last week and is like, probably like, what the hell, where am I working on here? David, our development, VP of development. Thank you for everything. And last but, y'all all do this woman right here. Cara is our director of events and operations. Literally for this event, she's got it so down pat. I said like 2 adjectives. I'm like, I want disco ball realness. It's kind of like a cool 80s vibe. Did she deliver? Thank you. Y'all stay here. I want to invite, if there's any former DWP staff in the building, please come up here and join us. If you ever worked at DWP, come on up. Downtown Sheena Brown is here. Vanessa is here. Michelle, come on up. Simone, come on over. So these are amazing people who have been a part of the TNA of this organization, who have gone on to do big and wonderful things, but they ain't not too far. They're still a part of this, so thank you. If there are any consultants or advisors to DWP in the house, will you come up here? Because we work with a lot of folks who support us in those kinds of messages. Yes, thank you, Melissa, Chase, thank you. So, so I'll just to say, like, I might have started this thing, but we would not be here without these people. Trust me, I'm so grateful, y'all. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I want to also just thank our donors, the members of the Liberated Capital community who fuel this work, the foundations who so trust us and take some heat from, they take heat from us and they fund us. And, I had a big foundation call me and say, we want to give you money, but we have this one piece of paper that you got to fill out. We're so sorry that our process is so colonized. We're trying to change it. I will fill it all out for you if you could just sign it. That's how I want it to be for all of us from now on when we're fundraising. But thank y'all to the funders who are trying. I know many of y'all in the room are in big institutions, smaller institutions. You're pushing for change. And it takes all of us pushing little by little to see that progress. So I want to thank you. Let me see. I want to thank Allied Media Projects. Is Tony here? Allied Media Projects has been our fiscal sponsor. Thank you so much. AMP has been the most amazing fiscal sponsor supporting us through this journey. We had no idea when I started back in the day, the project there, that we would like blow up and become all of this, and they have just rolled with us as we've been figuring this out, and it's been so great. So we're so thankful, Tony, to the team at AMP for all the years of support. You guys are truly amazing. When anybody asks me about fiscal sponsorship, I'm like, listen, they're not all the same. I've had a really good experience with AMP. I want to thank Amalgamated Bank, who is our banker and is working with us on all kinds of administration of our products. I want to thank Lush Cosmetics, because when y'all leave tonight, you're going to get the cutest bag. And baby, it is full of like all kind of products. Lush is a company that I don't get paid to be an ambassador, but they really do put their values behind it. They support the work. That's all we ask for. We got some bath bombs and some smell good for y'all. that was so smell good for y'all. But what I appreciate about Lush is they are a company that we work with that shows that not only what we're able to do in philanthropy to think about repair and reparations. Lush as a corporation has really been doing that work. It's phenomenal. We have some stories we're going to be sharing about that much later in our work. But thanks, Lush, for underwriting and providing some gifts for our friends tonight. I want to thank all of you are my friends, but there's a couple friends that I just have to name because they have been like my crew since back in the day, okay? And they are all here, and there was like no doubt or question that they would come because they always come. So my girls, we all met in college, and we have been thick as thieves ever since then. But Myra, Yesenia, Sadie, Michelle, love y'all. Love y'all. And my boys, Chris Racklear and Mackie, are here. That's my like, they knew me back when they weren't cute, okay? It's a struggle, honey, okay? So thank y'all for being here, and I want to also thank my partner Gamal. Thank you, appreciate you to support me. And that's it. I think I said all the things that need to be said, did I? But I love y'all. I really do. I made it through this without breaking down, y'all. I really love y'all, and I believe the best is come. We are thinking of, like, where do we go from here? Where do we end up next? I could give you a sneak peek. We are doing more work globally. We're not done with philanthropy. We are going into deeper into the belly of the beast, getting to those financial institutions next year. Our reparative philanthropy work, we're rolling out deeper and with more intention. A lot of good stuff is happening, y'all. So stay with us, roll with us, walk with us. We need y'all support. We need your love. We need your prayers. We need to be covered in protection in this work. Now more than ever, we need each other. So thank you. Love you.